They said the place named Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh Lord.
They said the place is already named Atlanta, Georgia. I know the man himself, Mr. Peppa, is live in the A-Town, in the ATL, and everything I turn up. The money I turn up, and the heat I turn up.
That's right. That's right.
There, check. Is everything I register?
Everything I register. We are so honored. Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia, officially, brother.
Yes, you don't know. Give thanks. You know, it's a pleasure. You know, and you know, we're always up and ready to let the people them and the fans them know what's going on in Mr. Peppa musical world. You know what I say? So, yeah, man. The pleasure and the joy is all mine, you know?
Well,
yeah.
give thanks for stepping in. And that's what we want to do, you know. A lot of people are not as familiar with Mr. Peppa as I believe that they you know, more people need to know, because there are those artists that are underrated and there are those artists that are just underexposed.
Right.
Once people know about them, know the music, and let them say, they're the artist. So let's start from the very, very beginning. I will walk up through the musical journey of Mr. Peppa, all right? Where was Mr. Peppa born?
Well, basically, you know, me is a Kingston, Jamaica born. Yes, I say, born in a Jubilee Hospital. Jubilee Hospital is downtown Kingston. It can't get no more downtown and Kingston more than Jubilee Hospital. You understand? Gentle people don't understand that who born there, right? So, you know, born and grew in a New Kingston, Kingston, not New Kingston, you know, Kingston. And my mom is from Trenchtown, and my dad is from Franklin Town or Dunkirk.
Okay.
You know, me I say gangster place, so when I don't feel like me is a little sweet pepper all the time. You know, me I say my mom is a gangster, my dad is a gangster. You know what I say? So, but anyway,
and Trenchtown has so many great artists.
Yeah, man,
that come out of Trenchtown, you know. Yeah.
I'm just that, you know, allude to the point that we mentioned. Say in them time, my mother was part of the Rasta movement and reggae music in them time. You know, because my mother is the first female in the 12 Tribe of Israel organization. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Wow, yeah,
in Jamaica, you have different Rastafari houses. You have Naya Bingi, you have
Basically, for those who are not familiar, like how you have church have its different denominations.
Yeah.
There's different break-offs and
straight up.
As well.
Yeah. So we were part of the 12 Tribe of Israel, and me grew up in a Papine.
Okay.
Papine inside between the two universities, UTEC and UWI, and attended Excelsior High School. And you don't know, so growing up, you know, we grew rough and tough from the ghetto. It was nothing pretty, you know, but I wouldn't change it for nothing, because you know, that is what made me who I am today, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, at what age did you start to gravitate to music? Where did this music start to?
Okay, well, basically, I'm born in a musical family. My mom is a singer in the 12 Tribe of Israel. Okay. So from our kids, my mom has been touring all over the world. You know, we've been to Africa. I think 3 times she toured Africa, Europe, Caribbean, South America, etc. All over the place, you know, doing the Rasta work, real, official, orthodox reggae music, you understand? So, band, band, all of that. So, real, authentic, live band playing music, you know? Our albums were recorded live and stuff, so. You know, I was born in a musical family. My oldest brother, cause my mom has 11 kids, and my oldest brother is Steely, from the producers Steele and Cleavey.
Now, you gotta put the respect on it.
I want
the
to put
legendary, iconic producers. That's what we're talking about. So not only were you really born into it, but you're really born into it at the highest levels in Jamaican music making is in your bloodline.
Yeah, what we call music royalty, so to speak, you know. So as a kid, all my brothers and sisters were singers, including and my mom, of course, you know, but I always wanted the DJ part. I'm never really interested in the singing part. You know, like when we were 9 and 10, you know, we usually go to rehearsals and to rehearse and sing on the shows that, you know, the organization keep and stuff, you know. So but it was while at age 15, going to Excelsior. So, gentle people, I'm going to turn on my life to this girl right here. See? So, this girl, Denise, is my school friend from Excelsior High School. She was, I think, a grade higher than me.
One grade.
You see, me and her was a big chummy friend in high school. We were not enemies. No, we were not enemies, but then he said, you know, in them girl clique, and you know, we are road boy in the school, and you know what I say? So, you don't know, but Denise, she knew Mr. Peppa from, it was Excelsior days, you know, going to school.
And I was in a couple of the sessions when they were beating the desk, yes, but I was the first one out the door when them said, Senora Luisa, come.
Yeah. So, and she watch out for the supervisors and anybody that is going to catch us in the class. So Denise right there, she knew me from Excelsior days, and it was at the age of 15 while attending Excelsior. So one of the motivation was my dad always tell me I'm not a real artist until I do a record, until I carry on my record and show him. And at age 15, I got to do my first record while in high school.
How did that come about?
That came about, so the artist Natural Black, he's from Guyana.
Yeah.
And he came and lived in my area, because my area is a Rasta area, right? So when he came to my area, me and him started touching the road and stuff. And he brought me to a particular studio down by Walton Park. And that was how I got on that beat from the studio. At age 15, I did my first record, and then we just start following it up. It's like a dream. You feel like, oh, my next song, I'm going to make it. Or, you know what I said? So you just keep pulling it on and on and on. You know what I said? Yeah. So that was my first record at age 15.
Okay, and what did that do? Did that get released? Was that?
Yeah, it was released. Because one day, right, I went back to the studio because I heard that someone told me that, yo, I hear you on the radio. And I'm like, nah. I don't have no song to be on the radio. But I didn't remember that I did that. I didn't think the guy had released it. So I went back to the studio because he has a record shop also at the studio. And I saw my record and I took one. And I took it home and showed my dad. And you know, I'm a real artist now. So that was the beginning, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So in the progression for us from that is, when did Mr. Peppa get recognized? When did the bust happen for Mr. Peppa?
Okay, well, I think, all right, I'm going to show you the progression of the recognition. Recognition come on different levels.
Yeah.
Right? So we always was being recognized from singing in the little area stage show, and you become the little star in the area, you know, and then I knew this girl, right? And she was the best friend with my aunt. And and she came and said her boyfriend and his brothers is gonna come to Jamaica from Florida, and they want to do some recordings. And she said she's gonna tell them about me because my bigger brother is a producer and he's not giving me the break, you know. So that was the whole idea of her making the link. Like, you know, she convinced the guys that, yo, I'm gonna let you know, steal a little brother that he's not looking at. So the guys came to Jamaica. They're called Togetherness Records, and they came and they went to steal it. And made Steely make the beat. And didn't tell Steely what they were up to. So they went to my brother, got the beat, and then came and find me, and I recorded a beat, and it went on the radio. My brother heard it, Steely heard it, and that is how I recorded my first song with Steely at age 20. He heard the song and was like, yo, if I made that song, it would be better, and you know, running his joke and stuff, you know? So I went around his studio, and I heard he invited me in the studio. It was not the first time, you know, but I could give like ages of stories, you know, but this is not a teach them interview. So we're going, you know, people look out for the teach them interview, the extended version, the in detail, like every detail, right? You know what I said? So anyway, record with Steely and the Bitter Blood Rhythm. That was my first
Bitter Blood, yeah, but
recording from my brother. So when I went to the studio, they were mixing, and I heard Capleton, stay far from trouble if you can. And I heard Lexus, get a better can cook. And I said, yo, them really my bad. And he turned around and like, don't talk in my studio. Because my brother very strict, you know, very strict and things. So, you know, anyway, I recorded on that beat, and it made a VP compilation. And a guy in Bronx, he bought the compilation CD. And he came to Jamaica and found me because I was like number 16, the last track. You know, so he said he was in the plane listening to his CD in his Walkman player, coming to Jamaica and be like, yo, who is this guy, Mr. Peppa? Because I wasn't even named Mr. Peppa. it was after I recorded that song, my brother called me back and said, yo, I have a name for you, and called me Mr. Pepper. That was not my idea. I hated Mr. Pepper. You know what I'm saying? My name was Pluggy Steel.
Pluggy Steel.
So let me give a quick story now, straight from the thing. So when I got Excel, this new girl came into my class, and I found out that she had a sister that was in my class in primary school. So I ran a joke and be like, yo, your sister usually steal my books and you know what I said? And she went home and told her sister. Her sister wrote a letter. And she came to school next morning and read the letter. I just remember the first line. You plug nose boy. And the whole class started calling me plug nose. I'm like, yo, good African nose. So, you know, they start calling me plug nose and stuff. And then, so Buju Banton came out and I was like, yo, Pluggy Banton, my name.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then Boom Dynamite and Scare Them came around, and I knew Boom Dynamite's sister. She was in my class at XS, my little girlfriend. I was like, yo, I'm Dynamite now. I'm then Pluggy Dynamite. And then I said, yo, my brother, I started getting more familiar with his music, started running the place and stuff. So I'm like, yo, Pluggy Steel. Yeah. So I went to him as Pluggy Steel. Recorded as Pluggy Steel, and then he made me change it to Mr. Pepper. Yeah, so after it made the VP CD, the guy came to Jamaica and looked for me, which is Natural Bridge Records, and we made history. You know, we were the one who produced the rhythm, Rice and Peas rhythm, big rhythm. Yeah, so I had my song on it for the girls, and it was playing, and you know, all that stuff. And then 2 years later, which is 2005, I got the big break with the song Talk. Yeah. And, you know, that's a funny story about that also, too. You know what I said?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Mr. Pepper here on the Atlantic Caribbean Music Radio Show on DWC Radio and Caribbean Live TV. Now, Mr. Pepper is about to tell us about, this is the real in-depth stuff. Now, Teach, let me say, go and get the extended version.
Yeah, Teach, I'm going to get extended.
But we get the exclusive first.
Right. I said that. And the reason why I did refer to Denise earlier on as my schoolmate, since she has always been networking, making links for me and everything, trying to get me on different various interviews, and for some reason they never happened. So I really kind of feel good. The first one is with her and you guys.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that right here, live. This is where it's at, y'all. First interview for Mr. Pepper, guys. Yeah. Stay tuned for more.
Yeah, that's better.
Animal, which song did? Make it confess. This song. What song is it?
I must God send you come feel blessed.
Mr. Pepper, go ahead, introduce this one for me. Introduce this one to the ladies.
So during the pandemic, you know, everybody have all this time on their hands. Outdoor never keep again, straight indoor. So we decided to in studio. So this song is a song from my EP. It's called Best Love. Totally geared towards the ladies them art. You understand? This for rip at them art. Wedding music. You know what I say? Make love music. Baby business. You understand? So this is from my EP, #Pepper them, and it's called Best Love featuring Craig from Voicemail. The ladies.
Mr. Pepper.
You took me heart to a place you never been yet. Make me start breathe some things me never think yet. Like a mountain, you pique me interest. I must God send you come I feel blessed. Girl, you get me high, I'm electrified. With you by my side, everything's alright. If you left me cry, I'd be petrified. Me I testify, me not lie. For lifetime. Me not, baby, I don't wanna. When I'm with you, your love give me such a peace of mind. I wouldn't wanna choose someone else. Girl, you know if you do all of the things that me like. Girl, you know if you keep me up and gunning all night. Touching at the spot, you start bubble like Sprite. So me know you love the energy I flow from the pipe. Oh, what a pretty sight. Lips them a bite. Feel like a kite when we all up night. Ready for giving the feelings we can fight. Girl, your love knock me out something like mine.
No, sir, we're on the
Yeah.
Whoa, pull that shoe back up. Pull that back up.
This is a very important song, you know.
Very
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you see, sometimes the fellas them need some help. You
They
know
do.
what I mean? Need
Absolutely.
some
I
help.
agree.
And sometimes you get, your trouble where you try set things and stuff. Sometimes you get in it, whatever you do right, you just set the mood and just play the song.
And
the
it's
song.
done.
And create babies.
If you talk, you can mess it up. Make Mr. Peppa song to the work,
Yeah.
and you just enjoy the results. Boy. You hear what Miss Harold, boy?
Yeah, brother.
Volume.
Never think yet, like a mountain, you pique me interest. I must God send you come I feel blessed. Can you get me high? I'm electrified with you by my side. Everything's alright. If you lift me cry, I'll be petrified. You give me the best love of a lifetime. Baby, you don't wanna choose somebody else. When I'm with you, your love give me such a peace of mind. I wouldn't wanna choose someone else for my girl. You know if you do all of the things that me like, and you know if you keep me up and running all night. Touching on this spot, you start bubble like Sprite. So me know you love the energy you flow from the vibe. Oh, what a pretty sight. Lips them a bite. Feel like a kite when they all up in night. Ready for giving the feelings we can't fight. Girl, your love knock me out something like Mike. You give me the best love of a lifetime. Yeah, you know a lifetime. Body, yes. When I'm with you, your love give me such a peace of mind. I wanna ladies, you give me the best love of a lifetime. I could never ask you for no other. You give me the best love of a lifetime. I could never ask you for more. Gentle people, 20 seconds leave on the line. Jump right back on. Now they're gonna please and thanks and share it real quick. You see what I say? Gonna chop off in about 10 seconds. The interview just starts. I'm gonna talk my mind
Ladies
here.
and gentlemen,
I'm gonna talk some
it's
crazy
the voice of
controversial-
Mr. Peppa.
I'm going back.
We say, Denise. Wait, you say? Is it official?
Official.
Kathy.
Can't get no more official than this.
What? Oficial.
Oficial.
Legalmente. Arriba, vamos con el man. Mr. Pepper está aquí. Hey, guys. Por favor, listen to Mr. Pepper porque este hombre está en fuego.
And fuego.
Boy.
Like what she said. Yeah.
When you get that international endorsement like that, Mr. Peppa is a serious endorsement, right? Yes.
Gentle people.
The bilingual endorsement.
Just get some international Spanish vibes.
Yeah. I tell you.
Ay.
Caliente.
Yeah. So we got to, because we have a few minutes before we get into the countdown, but Mr. Pepper not gonna. We're gonna go through the
we're
countdown. We're gonna
Yeah.
still relax.
Yeah.
So talk.
Yeah, talk.
It's a talk.
This is your time. Talk.
Talk.
What is it?
Hit
What,
talk.
hit us. What you gonna hit us with?
So when that drops now, right?
Yeah.
What does that do for Mr. Pepper and Mr. Pepper's career when that song drops?
I mean, when the song, I'm going to tell you a funny story now. Gentle people, you know, we want to hear that story, you know. You see me I say? Because a lot of people don't know the story behind this hit song, Gentle People. So listen, War 21, when that group came around, I mean, to me, I've never been a groupie to artist before, because I'm born in music. My brother, the biggest producer, we have the biggest sound, Silver Ark, kill every sound in the world. You understand? Ark in the ear, the Ark fly down, people just dead. You understand? So, I'm not frightened over artists and music.
Yeah.
But when War 21 came on the scene, I was a total groupie, fam. Like, I remember, like, taking bus from Kingston to Mandeville, which is like 2 hours away back in the days, just because I wanted to see them. You know what I said? I remember one day I went to Oak Gardens. That's a fun park in Jamaica. And War 21 was performing. And I was standing there looking at them by myself, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, look on the foreman them, all them sound and the man them sound and way. I say, yo, them in a 4CM shirt. And, you know what I say? When the man them come off a stage, I say, yo, the man them have entourage and baby mother. And the man them have 4CM car. I say, yo, these niggas is niggas. I say, yo. So, but me really fascinated about the new sound that them bring.
See,
This rumbling sound that them bring in the music, and them have some deep, heavy drum in them rhythms and stuff. So, you know, so I always was a great fan of 121, and then I get to know them, and me and them turn friend, and them never record me upon them rhythm. Them never record me. But guess what now? My manager came. Because the guy I told you guys about about the CD, and he became a manager.
See that?
Okay.
All right.
The dude became a manager. So, and he Link 121, because their rhythm was playing on the radio. There's lots more songs on that rhythm. Nobody knows. Bounty Killer, Spragga Benz, Matt Cabra, all them people on that rhythm. And they never recorded me, but I went on the rhythm last.
Okay.
Long story short, I went on it last. Nobody was playing my song on the radio. Firelink started to play it. And then Kurt Riley and DJ Sunshine from IRFM and DJ Smurf and GT Taylor. All them 4 people started out with Firelinks, and the song become a hit song till me end up, I look down for New York and I say, yo, I saw down there look. I mash up down at that place there. And when the plane lean sideways, me I say, yo, Mickey's land. Murder down at Bronx tonight, you know? So it has been a whirlwind from there, you know? Beautiful experience.
Awesome.
Yeah. Crazy bad mind. Inna the mind. I got time. Make them talk. Make them talk. All them can do a talk. Gentle people. But when you hear hypocrite talk, sit and talk. All them can do a flipping. Our life them. Number 1, hypocrite, dancehall column song. All them can do it, can't steal, can't feel. No for them claim them with you. One extra clip you, one come and Wesson and Smith you, one sneak up and I speak you. I'll take your bicycle, you that surprise. You don't know where it you, but praise Father God and that man we trod with you. And relieve the burdens them what you have with you. Preachings of His Majesty will uplift you. Now make the meditation drift you. So when you hear hypocrite talk, how them make them sit and talk. Some boy if you know say we're real.
We getting a live concert up in here right now, like shah!
And you know, say earlier on you said something, you know.
Yeah.
Right? You said something, and I think it's an important point to address. You know what I say? Because when we bust in you said there's a lot of artists that is underrated and maybe underexposed.
Underexposed.
You know what I say?
Underrated. When you know about them, you have to rate them.
Definitely. So people would maybe sometimes want to categorize me in that section of the thing, which I can understand. You know, but when me really like take solace with it is me's not a social media artist or boss in a social media era. Our grind was from the street. The world know we without social media. Real. That is why the song Hypocrite can outlive, and will outlive and outlast even my life and my career and many artists' career. You understand? Because it was organic, and then of course the material. You know what I say?
Subject matter is
subject matter and everything come together. All the stars were aligned. You know what I say? And that was one of the reasons why even the music from the 90s is considered the best era in every genre.
Yes.
Not only in dancehall music, but mostly every genre in the world. Music from the 90s is the best because them time the music were being made organically. And promoted organically, so them become real solid in the people them art. Now things is moving so fast, and everything's like
we're gonna get into that conversation a little bit more. We're gonna get deep into that. We're gonna talk about trap dancehall. We're gonna talk about your original reggae. We're gonna talk about the Grammys. Right. We're gonna talk about politics in the music industry in general, especially coming out of Jamaica now, because there's a thing called this payola thing that is really stifling a lot of these artists from really and all of these things, right? So if Mr. Peppa ready for talk, we're gonna talk. All right.
Gentle people, what is he talking about? I'm the one that said talk, son.